She pinned him against the wall. Her lips burning, he moaned. "Don't stop until I'm yours, asterisk." The bullet tore through my shoulder like a branding iron-hot, merciless. I stumbled onto the warped porch of my dying tavern in Dusty Ridge, blood soaking my shirt, dripping down the boards. Damn ambush. Those shadows in the valley came out of nowhere, ghosts from a past I'd buried deep. 3 years since that Wyoming blizzard took my brother Jed. His body riddled with lead in a shootout I still saw every night. I'd drifted south to this sunburned stretch of nowhere, chasing silence in a half-broke ranch and a tavern nobody visited. But peace. Out here, peace was a story the desert didn't tell. The drought had turned the ground to bone. Even the Navajo elders had stopped asking the sky for mercy. I gripped the railing, vision tunneling, when the evening stagecoach rolled in like salvation or trouble. Dust rose around it, blinding and gold. Passengers spilled out, a grizzled prospector, 2 nervous sisters clutching Bibles, and her Saoirse Flynn, red hair loose from a bonnet, eyes like green glass catching the dying sun. Her dress was travel-worn, but her stride steady like she'd crossed 1,000 miles just to prove she could. Irish by the sound of her later voice. She said she was headed to Silver Gulch to cook for a mining crew, but I didn't buy it. Her gaze carried something else, danger, maybe grief, maybe both. Before I could speak, she marched into my tavern, dropped her satchel and rifle case with a thud. "Kitchen still functional?" she asked, rolling up her sleeves like she owned the place, too tired to argue. I just nodded and watched her move through my half-empty pantry. Soon, the air filled with the hiss of venison stew, rosemary and wild thyme rising through the smoke. The smell hit me like a ghost Mars trail cooking back on the Kansas plain. My chest tightened, part pain, part memory. She wasn't due at the gulch till dawn, she said. I offered her the leaky room upstairs in trade for biscuits come sunrise. She smiled faintly, and for a heartbeat the world felt almost alive again. Then old Tom, the blacksmith, burst through the door, face pale as ash. "Wyatt, trouble's brewing. Mayor Thorne's auctioning land tomorrow. Your ranch is on the list. Marked delinquent." The deed lay on the bar, fraudulent seal still damp, a smear of flour where a forger's hand had slipped. Harlan Vance's handiwork expanded, turned telegraph lackey. He wanted my spring for their lines, and he'd bleed the town dry to get it. Sowis's eyes narrowed. "Telegraph barons, after your water. Same old rot-stealing from folks who built this land." Her tone cut sharper than any blade. For the first time in years, someone saw straight through my and it scared the hell out of me. The next morning, the bazaar buzzed like a hornet's nest. Canvas tents snapped in the wind. Widow Ellis clutched her shawl, whispering fear. Mayor Thorne stood on the steps, reading off our doom. "This ain't taxes, Thorne," I said. "It's theft. Plain and ugly." Then a shot cracked. My hat flew clean off. Screams, chaos, from across the street. Sowers appeared at a kitchen window and hurled a pot of boiling stew, hit the rooftop gunman square. He toppled, cursing, as she muttered, "Slippery pots." Vance found me in the smoke. Whiskey breath. Dead eyes. "Your brother begged for mercy, Harlan. You gonna do the same?" The rage came cold this time, steady. But later that night, Sowis's secret burned hotter. "I'm not going to Silver Gulch," she whispered, turning a dented locket in her hands, a faded photo inside. "My fiancé." shot dead for exposing rigged surveys. That bullet cracked this, not a fall. Creaks above us. Horses outside. Vance's gang closing in. Bullets shattered glass. Fire took the walls. Smoke clawed our lungs. I grabbed Sawis's hand. We fight our way, out or die trying. She met my eyes, fierce and unflinching. In that storm of fire and dust, something finally broke open inside. Me hope, reckless and wild as the West itself.